The biggest tunnel heist in Brazilian history. Fortaleza, Brazil, March 2005. A white van pulls up outside a small, quiet house on Rua 25 de Março. Two men step out wearing dirty work clothes, boots caked with mud. They open the back doors and begin unloading equipment. A neighbor watches, curious but not alarmed. The men explain they're launching a landscaping business, grama sintética, artificial grass installation. The neighbor nods. The house has been empty for months. It's good to see someone finally using it. What the neighbor doesn't realize is this. Those heavy bags of soil aren't being unloaded. They're being loaded into the van. The men aren't bringing supplies in. They're removing something from beneath the house. This is Luís Fernando Ribeiro, 42 years old, a career criminal, former bank security consultant, a man who understands banks because he once helped protect them. Now, he's about to rob one. Luís rented this house for a single reason. It sits exactly 256 feet in a straight line from the Central Bank of Brazil. For the next 3 months, Luís and a crew of 25 men will dig a tunnel beneath downtown Fortaleza through clay, rock, water pipes, and electrical cables, straight into the bank. If they succeed, they'll steal 164 million reales, nearly 70 million US dollars. Standing outside the house with shovels and pickaxes, Luís doesn't know if the tunnel will collapse, if they'll hit a water main, or if someone will notice dozens of men entering a single house night after night. All he knows is this: the vault is there, the money is there, and no one expects a robbery from underneath the ground. In 96 days, the money will be gone, and the police won't understand how. What Luís doesn't know yet is one simple truth. In a crew of 25 men, someone always makes a mistake. Transition to a new scene. The meeting, 6 months earlier. September 2004, Sao Paulo. Luís sits in a bar with 4 other men. To outsiders, they look like old friends sharing drinks. In reality, they're planning a robbery. Each man has a role: an engineer with subway construction experience, a former bank employee who knows security layouts, a locksmith skilled in high-security systems, a money launderer who knows how to move cash quietly. Luís lays out his idea. Most bank robberies fail because of time. You have minutes before police arrive. But what if time didn't matter? He spreads out a map: the Central Bank of Brazil, the vault, then a nearby residential street. The engineer studies it. Fortaleza's soil, the distance, the risks. It's possible. Dangerous, but possible. An 80-meter tunnel, at least 3 meters deep, 3 to 4 months of work, 1 ton of dirt removed every night. The locksmith adjusts the plan. Better tools, pneumatic drills, reinforced supports. By the end of the first week, they've dug 10 feet down, reinforced the shaft with wooden beams, and prepared for the hardest part: digging horizontally. Using maps and a compass, the engineer marks the exact trajectory: 256 feet northeast, straight toward the bank. They work every night. 2 men digging, 1 loading buckets. Dirt passes hand to hand back to the house. The van drives across the city nightly, dumping soil in construction sites and empty lots. Ventilation becomes critical. PVC pipes and a small fan push air into the tunnel, barely enough to breathe. By the end of March, they've reached 100 feet. Tensions rise, arguments break out. Luís reminds them what's waiting. $70 million split 25. They keep digging. Transition to a new scene. The tunnel, April 2005. At 180 feet, they hit a water pipe. Flooding begins. The engineer reroutes the tunnel. At 220 feet, they encounter electrical cables. A single mistake could black out the city. Carefully, they secure the lines and move forward. By late April, the tunnel reached 250 feet, just 6 feet from the bank's foundation. The final obstacle, 4 feet of reinforced concrete. They wait for the right moment. Transition to the breakthrough. Saturday, August 6th, 2005, 11 p.m. The crew gathers for the final push. Drilling begins late at night, masked by city noise. Hours pass. No alarms, no sirens. At 4 a.m., the drill breaks through. Cool air rushes in. They're inside the bank's basement. They stop, retreat, wait. They need the bank closed. 48 uninterrupted hours. Transition to the heist. Saturday night, the bank closes. One by one, the crew enters the tunnel. They remove a metal grate beneath the vault, unalarmed, unprotected. Inside the vault, shelves stacked with cash. They work methodically, bag after bag. By midnight, $10 million. By 4 a.m., $40 million. By sunrise, $60 million. One man panics. A beam shifts. Dirt falls. They stabilize the tunnel. Continue. Sunday night, they return. By 4 a.m., the vault is empty. 164.8 million reales. The largest bank robbery in Brazilian history. They leave no note, no signature. By morning, the house is quiet again. Transition to the discovery. Monday, August 8th, 2005. A bank manager opens the vault. Empty shelves, no forced entry, no alarms. Then they see it, a hole in the floor. The tunnel leads to the empty house. The money is gone. The crew has vanished. Transition to the mistake. 3 weeks later, a man buys a new car, in cash. The bills are fresh, sequential. Police are called. Arrests follow. Confessions, names. By September, 8 men are in custody. Luís is gone. Transition to the escape. Luís flees to Paraguay with $8 million. He lives quietly until he starts calling home. Police trace the calls. In November 2005, he's arrested, extradited, convicted, 15 years in prison. Of the $70 million stolen, only $8 million is recovered. 13 men are arrested. 12 disappear forever. And somewhere, $50 million is still missing. The Fortaleza tunnel heist wasn't just a robbery. It was a lesson in patience, planning, and human error. For 3 months, 25 men did everything right. They avoided alarms. They avoided suspicion. They pulled off one of the most complex bank robberies in history without a single gunshot or broken door. But no matter how perfect the plan, time always exposes cracks. The tunnel didn't fail. The security systems didn't fail. The vault didn't fail. People did. A nervous purchase, a careless phone call, a moment of greed. Luís Fernando Ribeiro proved that intelligence can defeat technology, but not human nature. In the end, the heist succeeded, but the crew didn't. Some paid with prison sentences, some vanished with millions, and most of the money was never found. The central bank was rebuilt, the tunnel was sealed, but the question remains, where did the missing millions go, and who is still living off the greatest heist Brazil has ever seen? Because in crimes like this, the robbery doesn't end when the vault is empty. It ends when the last mistake is made.